Yo, yo. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. It's going to be a good one tonight. Cellulite. I know everyone's super interested in this topic, but I got some good things for you guys. We're just going to wait a couple minutes and then we'll get rolling just to make sure anybody else who wants to come in here. Let's do this. There we go. I don't have a Google Doc for tonight's topic. If you have questions about anything I do have one written out, but I didn't send it out. So if you want anything that we're speaking about, if you actually want that document, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Just have to ask. Also, let me know if the music in the background's a little too loud. Let's see here. Just turn it down a little bit. Hope everybody's doing well. I know tonight, I think cellulite's a topic where a lot of people say just diet and exercise and it'll go away. We're going to go into that a little bit deeper because that's not entirely true, even though diet and exercise is a huge part of that. Let's see. I'm going to try to pull up a graph for you guys too before we get started. Yeah, here we go. This will be a good one. It's not letting me pull up a picture. Hold on. There we go. This would be a good picture to use. All right, so let's, before we get into the topic of how to get rid of cellulite, we need to talk about what it is, right? Let me turn this down. So let me show you this picture here. And if you guys look at this with me, you'll see kind of what I'm talking about. So these lines on the screen, the top part is your skin and then the bottom part's your muscle, okay? These lines in between where you see the yellow fat cells, the nasty things, right? Those lines in between are kind of actually what creates cellulite. So this is a good diagram because it kind of simplifies it really, really easy for us to understand and look at. So those little fibrous tissues that are holding the skin to the muscle, as we gain fat, those fat cells grow, right? We don't make new fat cells. We just make the ones we have bigger. And so when we do that, those fibrous tissues, as you can see, hold the skin and the muscle still together, and that'll make those kind of dimples, right? So that's kind of a simple way to kind of break that down, if that makes sense, is because of those fibrous tissues holding on from the skin to the muscle and our fat cells growing, it makes our skin look distorted, if that makes sense. Now, how do we fix that? First and foremost, when you have cellulite, bottom line is you have to diet and exercise, right? Because the first thing you want to think about is making those fat cells smaller. So before we even think about attacking like the dimples, how's it look, you've got to be on a consistent diet and you've got to be on a consistent workout regimen. And depending on how hard that workout is, I'm not going to get into that. But if you're dieting and you're working out consistently, then it will help kind of rectify where all that cellulite is located, right? But will it actually fix it? So let's kind of go into this. You can't fully rid yourself of cellulite. It's not, you can have it look to the point where you may not be able to see it or notice it anymore, but will you ever be able to fully get rid of all the cellulite? No. And that's just because we're not perfect, right? But diet and exercise will help decrease those fat cells, which is great, and make those dimples a little bit less noticeable. But some of you guys who've especially been working out with me, you might notice, like, I've lost 30 something pounds. I still see cellulite. I'm still holding on to it. Just know, at the age of 21, 85 to 90% of women have cellulite. That's counting the women who are very fit, who are active. Just understand those fibrous tissues, when they hold on to the skin, over time, hormones and all these other things will kind of distort the skin a little bit. But don't fear. I mean, there's still answers, but just understand you're not going to be flat like a piece of paper. I mean, that's just not how it is. And people who tell you that's the way you do it, that if you diet and exercise, you'll go back to looking like you're 18 years old. Unfortunately, that's not true, but there are some ways to make it look better and make you feel a bit more confident. So let's get off diet and exercise. Let's get on some other things. Through my studies, in school and outside of school, I never really honed in on cellulite specifically, but there are two things I know that will help with that. Are making sure we're intaking enough omega-3s, which is what we found in fish, or if you take fish oils, you get a lot of omega-3s. They're pretty easy to get a hold of. And vitamin D. A reason we want to do a lot of omega-3s is because of it helps with circulation. It helps lower our blood pressure. All these things will, how do I say this? All these things make our skin healthier or unhealthy. So with omega-3, when we have better circulation, we have lower blood pressure, our skin walls, our skin cell walls are healthier. And so that will obviously help make your cellulite not stand out as much. I know it sounds really simple and dumb, but it does work. Yeah. So take in plenty of omega-3s. Vitamin D. So understand our skin's made of collagen, and vitamin D helps rebuild collagen. So pretty simple there. Partake in eating vitamin D, and that will help make your skin look healthier and be healthier. So those are two things that right off the bat, if you're already exercising and dieting, hone in on those two things. There's also 3 at-home remedies that I found that actually work well. It takes time, but they do help. So steam and sauna. I know not everyone has the ability to go to a steam room or a sauna or both, but you can also do a hot and cold shower. So instead of breaking down all of the processes and what your body's going through when it's really hot, when it's really cold, simple enough. Get in a hot shower, let it be steamy, open up your pores in your skin, and release the toxins that could be contained in there, okay? Then when you go to a cold shower, it'll help close that gap in our skin, right? And tighten our skin up. So that's a really, really simple way to help tighten and clean the skin. I know that sounds also kind of weird, but there's a lot of studies on hot and cold showers. I think the steam and sauna, like you would do a steam room then a sauna room, it kind of has the same effect. Or a sauna then a steam room. It has the same effect, but again, not all of us have the ability to go there. And honestly, with the way things are going in the world right now, I don't know who would want to be in a steam room with anybody else. But try hot and cold shower. I would do 2 minutes hot at least and 1 minute cold. Somewhere around those lines, 2 to 1 minute ratio. Now, this is a big one, massaging. Massaging is great for cellulite. You want to loosen up, and I always get this word fumbled, the lymphatic tissue. Hopefully I said that right. I actually have a massager, too, that I found on Amazon that has a lot of great reviews. I've actually looked up a lot of people who have used this massager, and they've had great results. So if you want that, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. But yeah, when you massage, you want to use some type of oil to help loosen up all that skin, cellulite, lymphatic tissue, and massage it. And if you do that for, 2 to 5 minutes, day after day after day, it actually does help not only stretch that skin to help make it look flatter, right? But it does decrease the amount of cellulite that could be in that area. So massaging is very simple. If you got tons of cashola, then maybe go get your own massage from someone, but doing it yourself is equivalent. You don't have to pay. And I think this massager that I found that has plenty of great reviews of people on YouTube and stuff talking about it, It just helps get a little bit deeper into the tissue than with your hands, but if you just want to use your hands, that's fine too. I would recommend using some type of oil to kind of lubricate the skin, just because you don't want to be rubbing it every single day and kind of make it raw, right? And micro needling, something my wife does for her face. It actually is really good for cellulite as well. I wasn't aware of that. I've also found a great micro needle. I think it's the same one Hannah uses on Amazon. And what this does, it makes microscopic, what's it called? It damages the skin cells just barely on a microscopic level on the outer layer of your skin. So your skin has to repair itself. And in doing so, you have, new skin cells can help with making the skin tighter. And it actually does help make your skin walls healthier. And as simple as that sounds, microneedling 2 or 3 times a week, along with massages, will do wonders for you guys if you're already on a diet and exercise plan. Again, I know diet and exercise is not the entire answer, but if you're going to continue gaining weight or not lose any weight, you can massage all you want, but it probably won't help you out there. So you have to have proper diet and exercise. But massaging and microneedling, 2 awesome things that will work for you. Now, everyone's results will differ, right? Just based on how much we carry in different areas. But again, don't have the idea of, I'm going to get rid of all of it, but have the idea of, I want to feel more confident. I want it to look better than it does. And hot and cold showers, massaging, and microneedling. And I can go over with you guys, if you really want me to, in depth later on. But 2 or 3 minutes of both of these things, at least 2 or 3 days a week. The massaging, I would try to stress more about 5 days a week. The areas that you really see a heavy amount of cellulite will do wonders for you guys. You just got to give it time, but also stay on your diet and exercise. Focus on getting your omega-3s and your vitamin D, and you should be set to go. Any questions on any of that? I didn't mean to go so fast on that there. I hope all that made sense. Like I said, I do have a document with all of these products on there. And I'll be happy to send that to you if you want it. There was a study too it's been done quite a bit, of massaging coffee grounds or type of coffee lotions, because coffee and the caffeine in coffee does all these things with your skin and all that stuff, right? I do believe it does work. Just through the studies, I didn't see it being something that would impact any greater than what I've recommended. And from what I've seen, you have to use quite a bit for it to work. So if you do Google that and you're interested, there are a couple products that I found that I think would be good to try out. But the whole coffee grounds, massaging that into your skin type deal, just didn't feel like it was something that I would stress out to you guys. So there's that. Cellulite in a nutshell. It is not because you're super overweight. It is not because, you're 50 years old. It's just part of life. It is something you can diminish. You may not be able to get rid of it completely, but understand 85 to 90% of women have it, so you're not alone. And I'm sure us men have it quite a bit too. We just don't talk about it. But do these things and you'll see a big improvement, I believe. And I'm just going to chill. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, we'll end the stream here shortly. And to kind of do like a little double take, hot and cold showers, there's a lot of different great things health-wise in doing a hot and cold shower. It's not just for cellulite. It's just something I would try out. I know cold showers are hard for a lot of us, but get the shower really hot, let it steam, open up all your pores, sit there for a couple minutes, maybe even 5 if you'd like, and then do 2 or 3 minutes of a cold shower to close everything up. It'll be great. I think you'll see a lot of good results from that and feel better too. Any questions? All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for cellulite. Again, if you have any other questions on like what is it, you don't understand, I went too fast on these things, please reach out to me on any of the social medias on here. You can leave a comment. We got a lot of great things coming up these next couple weeks on these live streams. I want to keep them relatively short so you guys can maybe watch them right before bed, or if you can't join the live stream, maybe watch it the next day before work. So you kind of get an idea of what works, what doesn't, what I recommend, and stuff like that. So if you want these to be longer, please let me know. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you being here. If you're watching this after the live stream, thank you for doing so. Please leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed it. And if you have any other questions you want me to answer or go over, please let me know. Fill those in the comments as well. But like I said, a lot of great things. We're going to have some giveaways in these live streams, so be expecting some really, really good stuff. I appreciate you guys. Have an awesome night.